So I know we were talking about hip hop a little bit in the last segment. So and we had discussion previously before the show, like what is hip hop to us? If we want to just go down the line, start with you with Shad. What's hip hop to you?
Hip hop to me, honestly, like I was saying earlier, it's just like a feeling. Like yes, like lyrics matter, cadences matter, beat choice matters. The image you have to the fans matters. Yeah, there's a lot of factors going into it, but to me, it's just that feeling, that sound. Like you just hear, when you hear it, it puts you in a different place. Like you can never have gone to Atlanta, but if you hear some Lil Jon and the East Side Boys going off, you probably can get a vibe like what Atlanta feel like. So to me, hip hop is like a feeling.
There's that.
I feel you, because hip hop's not just music.
No,
you know what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot involved in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop's part of the culture. So, like, most of the time, like, yeah, you got the beats and the hip hop, like, the sound of hip hop, but you also got what comes with hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You got the clothes that we wear, the fashion, you know what I'm saying? The shit that we do, even sports. You know what I mean? Like, all that is, like, revolved around hip hop.
How would you say sports is hip hop?
Because, I mean, like, you see it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Commercials.
Yeah, like, for example, Dame, you know what I'm saying? Damian Lillard, he raps, and you see his commercials all the time on Hulu. You know what I'm saying? Hulu has live sports, or like, fuck it, what was the one bar he said? I can't remember. But yeah, bro, you see hip hop with sports too, bro, even with LeBron.
I mean, I feel like you see it with sports, but that's because I feel like that's because of a lot of black athletes. But
and they love hip hop, so they embrace it in their craft.
And they influence the kids, so the kids see what they listen to, so they're going to listen to it, and then that trickles back down to hip hop. So, all right, so now if someone's cool as hell with Pooh Shiesty, and they like, and LeBron play his music, that shit going to elevate even more. That's what happened with T Grizzly.
Right.
His music just got elevated because LeBron, who plays basketball, so LeBron had an influence in hip hop by when they were blasting T Grizzly's song.
But I feel like anybody with a certain status could put people on music.
No. I feel like a professor at fucking Duke who isn't going to do shit towards hip hop in that fashion.
No, I said a certain
sense.
stature.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I feel like if you're at a certain stature, I feel like if you're Denzel, for example, I'm sure if he's bumping some shit in his car and he's on live or whatever.
And music is tied to hip hop too.
Music is tied to hip.
Music soundtracks.
Oh, like in
the
movies.
Soundtrack sets the theme for the movie.
Like in movies.
Yeah.
Okay, now I didn't understand when you said hip hop was music. I was like, yeah.
Bad movies.
But I mean, hip hop it's going to be in that stuff. It's the most listened to genre of music.
What is it to you?
It's part of our culture, as being black culture. I mean, that's
it ain't just black people in hip hop though.
It's not, but it's part of our culture. We started this shit. We've been started this shit. When we've molded it into what the beautiful creature that it is today. It has its flaws.
Mm-hmm. We started rock and roll and blues.
Yeah.
Exactly. And country.
Are you saying that hip hop is race based?
No.
Because that's like saying Jimi Hendrix wasn't rock and roll.
He is. I'm just saying we started this shit.
But we got to accept the ones that...
I feel like music as a whole is part of our culture. Not just hip hop. We just embrace it more than any other one because we still have hold of it.
I mean, you guys are taking what I'm... All it says is we started this shit. That's a fact.
You ain't wrong.
That's factual, right?
I feel like we started music, though.
Perfect. That's all we're saying. We started this shit. It's a part of our culture. You know what I'm saying?
It is. But there are some white execs who's in the background
who's been pimping some niggas.
Modern day slavery.
To put it a certain way. Some of those execs are pimping niggas via contracts and shit, but that's neither here or there. I feel like hip hop's just a part of our culture. It's a part of us. As far as it's branched off into multiple things. Like you said, soundtracks. A lot of sports figures listen to it. But I feel like it's just an abundance of a lot of cultures. it's like a melting pot. Hip hop is a melting pot of so many different cultures. That like, I mean, who would have thought something that started in New York would go all the way to Tokyo,
Yeah.
or England.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how
UK.
popular hip hop is. I feel like it's just
That's worldwide.
damn near a being. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's just another piece of black culture, and with that, it's like you said with the clothing, like it's a culture within itself.
Yeah. You ain't wrong.
Like AI was hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah. AI, he put
That was a feeling he gave off.
Mm-hmm. Like you knew.
That's a vibe. When people say the vibes, the vibe is
AI was hip hop. He still is.
Yeah.
I
Influence. It's about the influence you have, the impact.
He used hip hop, you know what I'm saying, and showed it on a broader scale. On the court where no one else seen it before yet.
see that's where I'm not understanding what you're saying.
All right, so ready? The braids, the tattoos, the chains, the jewelry, that came from hip hop.
That came
You know
from
what I'm
black culture.
Okay. But we didn't start, actually seeing the shit until hip hop.
I feel like
The tattoos, the jewelry.
he already had the tattoos.
Not when he first got in the league.
at all.
He ain't had no tattoos in college.
Come on, you can't put tattoos with hip hop.
You can't? Why do you get the tattoos?
That's art. That's just art. That's
Why do all
it is
rappers
art.
get tattoos?
That's art.
People
That's all
see
it is.
rappers with the tattoos
You true.
and
You're right. I
and
agree.
the
You're right.
jewelry and all the other shit. You know what I'm saying? They see rappers, hip hop artists, so now they want it.
But that's
you know
not.
what I'm saying?
But
That yeah.
tattoos isn't confined in.
You're
I
right.
know you're. I'm not saying like
He
that.
just has
That
tattoos.
is hip hop. But I'm saying like he still represented hip hop on the court of basketball, on the basketball court.
I feel like he more represented. I think hip hop is isn't the right term. I feel like he represented more black culture, not hip hop. Not exactly hip hop.
You know how hip hop AI was? They changed the Sixers fucking mascot to hip hop when he got on the team.
That's the rabbit.
That was the rabbit. His name was hip hop. It was never hip hop before that.
I feel like that's just culture vulturing at that point.
Call it what it is, but like that, he personified hip hop, dog.
That's just marketing.
On the court, like, because after that, everybody was doing it.
You saying it's just marketing is like you trying to say, all right, that's the 76ers staff coming up with hip hop.
They said what's popular right now. What are the kids like right now?
And they saw AI, and they was like, all right, let's roll with this. Let's call him hip hop because he personifies hip hop.
I agree with that, but I don't think I think there's a better way to put it. I'm trying to understand what you're saying, but I'm just conflicted because I feel like I think you're putting black culture in hip hop. I mean, how do I put this, man? What am I trying to say here to make it make sense?
Y'all can always agree to disagree.
We can, but I just don't agree that something is hip hop. I figure it's more of black culture, more of maybe regional things than just saying it's hip hop.
I feel like the reason why I'm saying it's hip hop is because we were influenced by hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like AI was influenced by hip hop to do that. Like, that's what he liked to do. Even as a kid, he just didn't have the funds because of hip hop. Like, who else would have showed him that if it wasn't for hip hop?
I feel like hip hop is one of the most influential things of all time.
Yeah. And that's why I say there's a correlation between sports and hip hop.
It's
You know what I'm
influence. It's definitely influence.
That's why I say that AI was the personification of hip hop on the basketball court.
And that's what. Let's say he did all those things, right? But he wasn't listening to a lot of hip hop. Then what?
I mean, didn't
I
he?
don't understand anything.
I mean, yeah, because like that.
That's
Then
a
it's-
waste of. That wasn't real. He was listening to hip hop.
He even had an album. Did horribly, but he had an album.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then because he did one, Kobe hopped on some songs. Shaq dropped some albums.
Exactly, so
you know what I'm saying?
ties it all together.
It's very.
And now we got all types of fucking basketball players rapping.
That's why rappers want to be ball players want to be rappers.
I feel it's extremely influential.
He was the bridge that put it together.
But is it hip hop?
Yes, because without somebody like AI, we couldn't have this conversation. Because you would be right. But because AI was AI, we gotta have this conversation because now hip hop's involved with sports.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? They go hand in hand now. At least with basketball.
Yeah. But it's hip hop. Is AI.
Now we just beating a dead horse. So you're never gonna.
I just don't. I think there's a better way to put it.
So
Maybe
I'm
that's
sure
what I'm thinking.
I'm sure one of the supporters will leave a comment for us and let us know what y'all
Hopefully.
think. Who do you agree with?
All right.
I'm not saying he's not, but I feel like it's just a better way to put it that I could kind of like finagle in my brain to make it sound better.
Out of here, no, I see no finagling right now.
Right.
That's just what I'm thinking.
On to the next one.
Yeah.
Hip hop is great though, as a whole. It's influenced me. Believe it or not, hip hop influenced cars.
I'm done with you.
Wait.
I'm done with you, bro.
How the fuck you gonna say?
I'm so
influenced
No,
cars,
I'm not even
but it didn't
disagreeing with you.
influence fucking basketball, nigga.
Influence car sales.
We're not doing that.
I promise you it did.
We're not doing that.
I agree.
So what you're saying?
We agree.
But you can't say one and not the other.
Nah, I said it influenced car sales. I didn't say hip hop was car sales. There's a difference.
I was over here saying hip hop basketball players influence kids, and kids listen to what the ball players do. They listen to hip hop, and it correlates.
Hip hop influenced ball players.
AI was influencing people go get headbands, go get arm sleeves,
Yes,
and tattoos.
100%. I agree.
So it influenced.
Yes.
There you go. What do you?
I
Same shit.
Maybe it was when he said like if he would have said hip hop influenced AI, which influenced kids, that would have made sense in my head. But saying hip hop is AI, that didn't make sense in my head.
Look, to me, AI is still hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Plain and simple.
I never said hip hop is AI. I never.
You never said that.
Nah, I said AI is hip
You
hop.
never said that. You know you're right. I'm saying you like you never said that. I wasn't being sarcastic.
I said AI
sounded
is
like
hip hop.
Yeah.
AI is hip hop.
We all have that. We all have that.